Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about something that affects all of us, how we are perceived by others. The truth is, respect is not a given, it's earned. You can't demand it, you can't expect it, and you certainly can't get it by merely wishing for it. Respect is something that must be cultivated, nurtured, and built over time. But here's the thing, there are certain habits that will quickly undermine your credibility, make it difficult for people to respect you. These habits, if not checked, will drive people away, and soon you'll wonder why you aren't receiving the respect you deserve. So let's dive in. Let's talk about these habits that will cost you respect and how removing them can change your life. When you procrastinate, you're sending a clear message. I don't take my time seriously, and I don't respect your time either. It's easy to say I'll do it later, but we both know that later never comes. Every time you push things off, you lose a little bit of trust and respect. Stop wasting time. Start making decisions now and watch how others start to respect your discipline. Here's the thing about complaining. It's a sign of weakness, not strength. When you complain, you're showing that you are more focused on problems than solutions. Respect isn't given to people who dwell on what's wrong. It's earned by those who focus on what's possible, on what's next. Take responsibility for your situation and start seeing opportunities instead of obstacles. That's when respect will find you. Integrity is the foundation of any relationship, business, or personal. If your actions don't align with your words, people will notice. They may not say it, but they feel it. If you break promises, if you act dishonestly, people will lose trust in you. And without trust, respect cannot exist. When you live with integrity, when your actions and words match, people will respect you without question. Time is valuable. It's one of the few things we can never get back. If you're consistently late, you're showing the world that you don't value others' time. And when you don't respect their time, you lose their respect. Start being punctual. Show up on time, prepared and ready to contribute. It may seem like a small thing, but it speaks volumes. Excuses are the enemy of growth. When you make excuses, you're refusing to take responsibility for your own life. You're blaming others, blaming circumstances, blaming anything but yourself. People don't respect the person who always has an excuse. They respect the person who says, I will make it happen no matter what. Cut the excuses and watch how people start to believe in you. Negativity is like a disease. It's contagious, and it drains the energy of everyone around you. If all you do is focus on the bad, complain about the worst, and see the glass as half empty, people will start to distance themselves from you. But if you shift your mindset, if you look for solutions instead of problems, if you focus on what's right instead of what's wrong, respect will follow. Here's something critical to understand. Life isn't out to get you. Everyone faces challenges and everyone goes through tough times. But when you constantly play the victim, you're telling the world that you're powerless to change your circumstances. And no one respects a person who refuses to take charge of their life. Stop playing the victim. Start taking responsibility. Become the hero of your own story and respect will follow. If you're scattered, unfocused, and trying to do 1,000 things at once, you won't make any real progress. People respect those who have clarity and purpose. If you're constantly jumping from one thing to another without ever completing anything, people will begin to question your commitment and dedication. Start focusing on what truly matters. Prioritize your goals, concentrate on your actions, and execute with precision. That's when people will start to admire your discipline and respect your focus. There's something about procrastination that has a sneaky way of stealing your future. It's that silent thief that steals your time, your energy, and ultimately your potential. Here's the cold, hard truth. Every time you put something off, you're not just delaying the task, you're delaying your success. Think about it for a moment. When you procrastinate, you're telling yourself that what needs to be done isn't important enough to take action on right now. But the problem is, right now is all you've got. The future is a series of right nows strung together. So when you keep pushing things off, you're pushing your future success further and further away. And let's be honest, procrastination isn't a matter of needing more time. It's about a lack of urgency. It's about not taking responsibility for the time you've been given. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, yet some people seem to get more done in a fraction of the time it takes others. Why? Because they don't wait for the right moment. They make the moment right. They act now, not later. If you're going to build respect in your life, you have to start acting with urgency. You can't keep telling yourself that you'll take care of things tomorrow or next week or when it's more convenient. The time is now. Procrastination feeds on indecision and fear. It convinces you that you're not ready, that you need more information, more preparation, more everything. But here's the key. You'll never feel completely ready. Perfection is a myth. Progress, however, is real. Every time you push past procrastination, you show yourself and others that you can be counted on. When you take action instead of waiting, people will start to notice your reliability, your discipline, your ability to deliver. And that's how you build trust and respect, not by waiting for the perfect moment, but by making every moment count. So I'll say it again, stop waiting for later. Stop waiting for the stars to align, for the conditions to be just right. They never will be. Success is built by those who take action today, not those who wait for tomorrow. Remove procrastination from your life and you'll start seeing a new level of respect from the world around you. Let me tell you something about complaining. It doesn't get you anywhere. It's like digging a hole in the ground and expecting to find treasure. Complaining might feel good in the moment, but all it does is keep you stuck in the same spot. It feeds your frustrations and your sense of helplessness, but it does nothing to move you forward. When you complain, you're saying, I have no control over this. You're placing the blame on others, on the situation, or even on life itself. But here's the truth. When you point a finger, there are three more pointing right back at you. You can complain about the weather, about the economy, about your boss or your circumstances, but all you're really doing is wasting your precious energy. The truth is, life isn't going to change just because you complain about it. In fact, life is rarely going to give you what you want just because you voiced your dissatisfaction. The people who earn respect, the ones who get ahead in life, are the ones who stop complaining and start doing something about it. They don't sit around moaning about what's wrong. They get busy finding solutions. They focus on how they can improve things, not on how bad things are. And that's what creates respect. People respect those who take responsibility and take action, not those who sit on the sidelines waiting for someone else to fix things for them. Let me tell you, complaining doesn't just keep you from moving forward, it also isolates you. When you're constantly negative, when you're always venting about what's wrong, people start to avoid you. They don't want to be around that energy. And why would they? Nobody wants to be around someone who drags the mood down. So when you complain, you're not only wasting your time and energy, you're pushing others away. The key to earning respect is to stop focusing on what's wrong and start focusing on what's right. Take responsibility. Stop looking for someone else to blame. Look for solutions, for ways to improve, for ways to grow. If something's not working, don't sit there talking about it endlessly. Do something about it. People will notice. They'll respect you for it. Remember, life is tough for everyone. We all face challenges, but the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. The successful ones are the ones who stop complaining and start acting. They take ownership of their circumstances and make the most of them, no matter how tough the situation may be. So if you want people to respect you, start by quitting the complaining. Instead, show them how you handle adversity with strength and resolve. That's how you earn the respect that truly matters. Integrity is one of those things that people often talk about, but too few truly understand the depth of its importance. It's not just about being honest or telling the truth when it's convenient. Integrity is about doing the right thing, even when no one is watching. It's about being consistent in your actions, words, and principles, no matter the situation. When you lack integrity, you're essentially telling the world that your word isn't worth much. You might say one thing and do another. You might make promises and break them. You might try to get ahead by cutting corners or deceiving others, but here's the cold reality. People notice. They may not always say anything, but they see it. And the moment you lose your integrity, you lose trust. And once trust is gone, respect follows right behind it. Think about it for a moment. How much respect do you have for someone who doesn't keep their word? How much respect do you have for someone who says one thing to your face and does something else behind your back? When you lack integrity, people see you as unreliable, untrustworthy, and unworthy of their respect. They may smile at you, but deep down they'll keep their distance because they know they can't rely on you. You can't build a solid reputation on a foundation of lies or shortcuts. Sure, you might get ahead in the short term, but eventually it all catches up to you. Integrity is what keeps you grounded. It's what allows you to sleep at night knowing that on your best that you've treated people with respect and that you've lived up to your own standards. Here's something else to consider. Integrity isn't just about honesty, it's about consistency. It's about making sure that what you say is in alignment with what you do. It's about ensuring that you act with the same level of commitment and authenticity, whether you're in front of a crowd or all by yourself. People respect those who are consistent, those who show up every day with the same level of dedication and commitment, regardless of the circumstances. When you lead with integrity, people will follow you, they will trust you, they will believe in you, and most importantly, they will respect you. But when you lack integrity, you not only lose respect from others, you lose respect for yourself. And that's the worst kind of loss there is. Integrity is something you can't fake. It's built over time through small, consistent actions. If you're going to earn respect, if you're going to build something that lasts, integrity has to be at the core of everything you do. You can't afford to compromise it, not for a shortcut, not for convenience, and certainly not for temporary success. Because without integrity, all the success in the world won't matter. And without integrity, respect will always remain just out of reach. So take a good look at your actions. Are they aligned with your values? Are they in line with the kind of person you want to be? If not, then it's time to make a change. Your integrity is your greatest asset. Protect it, nurture it, and build it, and respect will follow naturally. Let me tell you something about being consistently late. It's more than just a bad habit. It's a statement. It's a message you're sending to the world about how much you value your time and how much you value theirs. And here's the thing, time is one of the few things in life that's truly limited. Once it's gone, you can't get it back. So when you're late, you're not just being inconsiderate, you're wasting something far more precious than just minutes on the clock. Think about it. When you're late, you're telling people that their time doesn't matter as much as yours. You're essentially saying, I can show up whenever I want. I don't have to be responsible with my commitments, because what's a few extra minutes? But those few minutes start to add up. And the more you're late, the more people start to see you as unreliable. They'll start to question your dedication, your discipline, and ultimately your respect for them. And here's the truth. People don't respect those who can't be counted on. Now, let's take a step back for a moment. We've all had those days where things don't go as planned, traffic, last-minute calls, unexpected delays. Life happens, but if you're finding yourself consistently late, it's time to take a hard look at how you're managing your time. Being late isn't about external factors, it's a reflection of how you've organized your day, how seriously you take your commitments, and how much you respect your own life. If you're always running late, it means you're not valuing the moments you have. You're not planning ahead, and you're certainly not setting yourself up for success. You see, successful people understand that time is everything. They understand that every minute counts. They don't leave things to chance. They plan ahead. They're proactive. When you're constantly on time, when you're prepared, when you show up and you say you will, people notice. They see that you respect your own time, and they'll start respecting you more in return. When you show up late, you're not just letting others down, you're letting yourself down. You're proving to the world that you're not in control of your time. And when you're not in control of your time, you're not in control of your life. And here's something else. When you're consistently late, you miss opportunities. You miss the chance to connect with people, to make an impression, to show that you're committed and serious about what you're doing. You might think that being late is a small thing, but over time, it starts to add up, and so does the impact it has on how others see you. Being late says that you don't value their time. And let me tell you, people remember that. So here's the simple truth. To earn respect, you've got to show up on time. You've got to be present, prepared, and ready to contribute. It's not just about being punctual for a meeting or an appointment, it's about developing the discipline to manage your time effectively. When you respect your time, when you honor your commitments, when you arrive when you say you will, you'll build a reputation of reliability. And when people can count on you, they'll respect you. The bottom line is this: time is your most valuable resource. If you want others to respect you, you must first respect time itself. And the way to do that is simple: be on time. Every time. Let's talk about excuses for a moment. We all know them, we've all used them. But the problem with excuses is that they rob you of your power. Every time you make an excuse, you're giving away control of your life. You're telling yourself and the world that your circumstances are in charge of your success, rather than you being in charge of your circumstances. And here's the thing, no one respects someone who is always making excuses. It's not impressive. It's not inspiring. It's just a way of avoiding responsibility. When you make excuses, you're essentially saying, I can't do it. You're creating a barrier between yourself and your goals. You're letting your fears, your doubts, your perceived limitations take control. But here's the reality: your life will only change when you stop giving power to your excuses and start taking responsibility for your actions, decisions, and outcomes. The truth is, there is always something you can do, always, but as long as you're focused on the reasons why you can't, you'll never take the steps to prove that you can. Think about all the successful people you admire. Do you think they never faced challenges? Of course they did, but they didn't let their challenges stop them. They didn't let their excuses hold them back. They saw obstacles as opportunities, setbacks as lessons, and failures as stepping stones. Every time you make an excuse, you're giving up the chance to learn, grow, and ultimately succeed. Excuses keep you in your comfort zone. They keep you from taking that step forward, from pushing through the discomfort, from doing what you know deep down needs to be done. Making excuses also limits your potential. When you keep telling yourself, I can't, you're creating a mental ceiling that you can never break through. You're telling yourself, this is as far as I can go. But success doesn't have a ceiling unless you build one yourself with excuses. And here's the kicker: everyone has challenges. You're not unique in that respect. But successful people don't dwell on the obstacles. They take responsibility for finding solutions. They don't make excuses, they make progress. They focus on what they can control, not what they can't. When you remove excuses from your life, you open up a world of possibilities. You start to see how much you are actually capable of. You begin to realize that you have far more power than you've been giving yourself credit for. No matter what situation you're in, there is always something you can do to make things better. It may not always be easy, In fact, it may be incredibly hard, but it will always be worth it. So if you want people to respect you, stop making excuses. Start taking responsibility for your life. Take ownership of your actions, your decisions, and your outcomes. When you do that, not only will you respect yourself more, but others will start to respect you as well. And let me tell you, there is no shortcut to respect. It's earned through action, responsibility, and accountability. Excuses are the enemy of growth. When you stop making excuses, you unlock your true potential. And when you unlock your potential, respect will follow you everywhere you go. Negativity is like a weight that holds you down, and the more you carry it, the harder it becomes to move forward. The problem with negativity isn't just that it affects how you see the world, it affects how the world sees you. When you're negative, you don't just see the glass as half empty, you make sure everyone around you sees it the same way. And here's the thing, people don't want to be around that. They don't want to be around someone who is constantly focused on what's wrong, what can't be done, and what's holding them back. Negativity breeds more negativity. It's like planting a seed of doubt and frustration and then watering it every day with your thoughts, your words, and your actions. The more you focus on what's bad, what's unfair, what's difficult, the more you get trapped in that cycle. You start to attract more of the same, more reasons to complain, more things to be upset about, more ways to feel defeated. And the real danger is that it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more you focus on what's wrong, the more you ignore what's right. You see, there are always going to be obstacles in life. There are always going to be setbacks, challenges, and disappointments. But successful people don't let those things define them. They don't allow negativity to take root. Instead, they focus on solutions, on what can be done, on how to turn problems into opportunities. When you focus on what's possible, you start to see possibilities. When you focus on solutions, you start to find them. Negativity doesn't just drain your energy, it drains the energy of everyone around you. When you're always down, always complaining, always seeing the worst in everything, it's exhausting to be around you. People will start to avoid you because they don't want to get caught up in that cloud of negativity. They want to be around people who lift them up, who bring a sense of hope and optimism, who see challenges as stepping stones, not as walls. If you want to change how people see you, start by changing how you see the world. It's not about ignoring the problems, it's about refusing to let them consume you. It's about training your mind to look for the good in every situation, to see the opportunities even in the toughest of times. When you shift your mindset, when you stop focusing on the negative, you start to see new possibilities, new solutions, and new ways forward. The truth is, you have the power to choose your attitude. You have the ability to control how you respond to life's challenges. When you start responding with positivity, with optimism, with a solution-oriented mindset, you begin to change not only how you feel, but also how people perceive you. People respect those who stay calm in the face of adversity, who find a way to move forward no matter the odds. They don't respect those who constantly complain, who dwell on the bad, and who let negativity rule their lives. So here's the challenge. If you want to be respected, if you want to create a life that's filled with opportunity and possibility, you've got to let go of negativity. Stop looking at the world through a lens of limitations and start looking at it through a lens of growth. You have the ability to turn every challenge into an opportunity, but that starts with how you choose to see things. Remember, life is a mirror. If you look at it with negativity, that's all you'll see. But if you look at it with positivity, optimism, and a mindset that anything is possible, the world will begin to reflect that back to you. And when people see that, they will respect you. Let me tell you something crucial about playing the victim. It's the quickest way to stay stuck. The moment you start telling yourself, this is happening to me, or I'm the one who always gets the bad end of the deal, you hand over the reins of your life to someone else. You surrender control. You give up your power. And when you do that, respect begins to slip through your fingers. Here's the truth. Life is tough for everyone. We all have our struggles, our setbacks, and our challenges. But the key to success isn't about who has it the hardest. It's about how you respond to those challenges. When you play the victim, you're telling yourself that you have no control, that the circumstances around you are more powerful than your ability to change, to adapt, to grow. And as long as you keep telling yourself that story, you'll keep living it. You'll keep feeling powerless, helpless, and ultimately stuck. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't acknowledge when things are tough. I'm not saying you should pretend that everything is always perfect or that you should ignore reality. Life is not always fair, and sometimes things don't go your way. But here's the crucial difference. You can either let those circumstances define you, or you can choose to define yourself by how you respond to them. The people who rise above life's challenges are not the ones who blame everyone else. They're the ones who say, this happened, but I'm going to find a way to make it work. They take responsibility, they adapt, and they move forward. They don't waste time feeling sorry for themselves. They don't dwell on what's unfair. They get to work because they know that they are in control of their response, and that's the only thing that truly matters. Here's something you need to understand. The victim mindset will never earn you respect. People don't respect those who constantly blame others, who wallow in their misfortune, or who refuse to take responsibility for their own lives. People respect those who take charge, who face challenges head on, and who keep going even when it seems impossible. That's what gets noticed. That's what earns respect. When you stop playing the victim, something amazing happens. You take your power back. You realize that the circumstances don't define you. You define you. And when you take responsibility for your life, you start to see opportunities in every challenge. You start to move with purpose, with intention, and with confidence. And when others see that, when they see that you refuse to be defeated, that's when respect begins to flow towards you. It's time to let go of the victim mentality. It's time to stop letting your past, your circumstances, or anyone else dictate how far you can go. You are the author of your own story. You have the power to change it. You have the power to overcome. The moment you embrace that, the moment you decide to take full responsibility for your life, you will see a shift not only in how you view the world, but in how the world views you. So stop playing the victim. Take control. Take responsibility. And watch how your life begins to change for the better. Because when you do, respect will follow. Let me tell you something about being unfocused. It's like trying to drive a car with your eyes closed. You might be moving, but you're not going anywhere useful. You might feel busy, but you're not making any real progress. When you're unfocused, you're scattering your energy all over the place, and when you do that, you don't accomplish anything meaningful. Focus is the key to success. Without it, you're just spinning your wheels, hoping that somehow things will work out. Think about the successful people you admire. What do they have in common? It's not just talent or luck, it's clarity and purpose. They know exactly what they want, and they take consistent action toward it. They don't get distracted by every shiny object or every new idea that comes their way. They prioritize. They focus on one thing at a time and give it their full attention. And that's how they achieve greatness. When you're unfocused, you might think you're being productive because you're doing a little bit of everything. But in reality, you're not giving anything the time and attention it deserves. You're spreading yourself too thin, and that's a recipe for frustration and failure. Every time you switch from one task to another without completing anything, you're not only losing time, you're losing momentum. And momentum is everything. Once you have it, you can achieve incredible things. But if you're constantly jumping from task to task, you'll never gain enough momentum to get anywhere significant. And let me give you an example. Imagine you're trying to build something, a business, a career, a skill. If you're constantly distracted, always putting out small fires or getting caught up in trivial matters, you'll never get the foundation built. It takes time and focus to build something meaningful. It requires discipline. When you're unfocused, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. But what you need to realize is that success doesn't come from doing everything. It comes from doing the right things with intention. The good news is focus is something you can train. You can learn how to eliminate distractions, set clear goals, and concentrate on what truly matters. The first step is understanding that focus isn't just about working hard, it's about working smart. It's about identifying your top priorities, setting a clear direction, and saying no to everything that doesn't align with your vision. When you become focused, you become unstoppable. You'll start to see results. You'll start to build momentum. And you'll start to gain the respect of others because they'll see that you're someone who can get things done. People respect those who are decisive, who are clear on their purpose, and who take consistent action toward their goals. When you're focused, you not only respect your time, but you show others that you are someone they can count on. So take a step back and look at your life. Are you focused on the right things, or are you wasting time jumping from one thing to another without ever completing anything? It's time to get clear on your priorities. It's time to stop diluting your energy. Find your purpose, set your goals, and focus. When you do, the results will come, and the respect you've been seeking will follow naturally. In closing, respect is not just given, it's something that you create. By removing these 8 habits: procrastination, complaining, lack of integrity, being late, making excuses, negativity, playing the victim, and being unfocused, you begin to lay the groundwork for respect. The world doesn't owe you respect. It's up to you to earn it through your actions, your mindset, and the way you carry yourself. So take a hard look at your habits. Remove what's holding you back and watch how people start to see you in a new light. If you want people to respect you, you have to first respect yourself enough to change. Thank you.